Hello, fellow traders. 'Tis I, TheRumpledOne, coming to you on Monday, December the 2nd. The year is 2024. Let's talk trading. Weekly open in Gap, monthly open with Walmart. These videos are for educational purposes only. Your results may differ from mine and different from Walmart's. As we begin the last trading month of the year, let's make sure we have our risk management in place so we do not lose more than we're willing to lose on any one single trade. So let's go ahead and take a look here at the monthly. We're already 49 pips below the monthly open on the pound dollar. We are within the lower wick zone of the previous month. For the week, we're 49 pips below the open, considering the monthly and weekly open are one and the same, and we have filled that weekly open gap on the pound, but there's still a bunch of pairs that haven't filled the gap. On the pound dollar, we are putting in the opening range for the week and the month today, and we are within the opening range for the year, and we are, looks like we're below the yearly open by 42 pips, 41 pips now. That's interesting. Why is my GPS off for the year? I'll have to look at something. We are, for the yearly high and lows, we're 763 pips off of that high and 372 off the low. I got to check out what's going on with the GPS on the year. Something's off. We had an inside bar 2 days ago. We are inside that inside bar. We penetrated the weekly inside bar from 36 weeks ago, but we're above that by about 3 pips at the moment. And for the month, we are inside the monthly inside bar. So a lot of inside bar action here. With the pound dollar. You can see here a lot of monthly inside bar action across the other pairs too. 72 pip range on the day. For the pound dollar. It looks like we are pushing down. You see we touched that the weekly open, monthly open a few hours ago and then fell right back down through it. It looks like the green rats could start thinking about feasting, but we have to wait for a signal. So be careful. Bambino Flex indicator said go long. Price near the pivot was long. And we have already broken through S1. So once again, it looks like you should be looking for longs on the pound, but it's pushing down with this new H4. We'll have to see what happens. We've taken out the daily pivot, and it looks like we just barely missed the, it's like we missed it. It looks like we might have actually touched it, but we didn't break it. 623, 623. I guess I must have it. It has to be less than the pivot. I have to cross through it to take it out. In and out of the lower wick zone, we went in the upper wick zone, we went all the way down through the lower wick zone. And we got Walmart calling in. Walmart, I'm just going through the charts right now.
Okay.
And for the smart range, we can take a look. See, we got 72 pips. Last week we had 243. And so far this week we're looking at an inside bar, so no breakout of the previous week's high or low. If we take a quick look at the monthly time frame, once again, inside bar, no breakout. On the price action chart, you can see the last M30 was an outside bar. We're starting a new M30 candle here, so we're either look to cover or look for the breakout through the previous M30 low right here. And looking at the lower high, higher low, we just had a trigger. Looks like that was good for maybe a pip or two. Now we're back in that area. And let's see. Let's take a quick look here at the range by month. Once again, 72 pips. Let's see what the ATR for the month is. 379, so we've got some pips to go. We're going to break it. And the year-to-date accumulated range has not changed since September. And that seems to be a pattern these last couple of years, that we don't make a new high or low for the year. So Walmart, anything new from this last trading month for you?
Not really. Just other than the fact that, the one good thing is that it seems that our smart ranges have increased in terms of size a little bit, as opposed to always being like 30, 35, maybe 40 pips for a smart range for the day. That was some tough sledding, but you can still, like I was saying back then, you can still make the dips. You just gotta be a little bit more careful and take them when you can, and and just move on. Well, now it's a little bit easier to go and get more pips, but also, the other side of the coin. If you're getting pips, somebody's losing pips. So if you're the one that's losing pips, that means you gotta control your losses a little bit better, because the market can move very, very quickly. Times like this, like right now, I'm looking at the pound dollar, and on my broker anyway, it's moving, just about every ticket's moving, 2 or 3 points, and going back to the August time frame, or going all the way back to I would say May or even April, that entire time it was so sluggish that, every ticket may move a point, and so the good thing about that is that, it gives you more time to think and execute. But the bad thing about it is it gives you more time to think. And sometimes that thinking part sometimes can get yourself into trouble. So recommendation on all that, make sure that whatever trading method that you're using, you keep it simple so that there's very little processing that's going on between the years, so that you're able to just execute based on what your plan is.
Yeah, keeping it simple. Why is that so difficult?
We as creatures like to go and complicate things.
Wondering.
One of the things.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to go and say one of the things I've been saying as of late, and the fact that we were talking about it right before the video, was that, on the 9 o'clock time, Eastern Standard Time, we get a new H4 candle, and at least with my broker. And the thing is, on that candle, when we get that new H4, it just seems every time it moves in one particular direction for the first, 5, 10, 15 minutes of the H4 candle, and then it turns around and then it runs the other direction. And once again, it went and did it. It just seems that it happens on a daily basis every day. So, do I have a system around that? No, I do not. But it's just an observation. Maybe I need to sit down and look at maybe some type of breakout pattern or something like that I could go and execute and maybe make some more money on it. So I'm just letting traders know it's an observation I've seen. And, I'm not saying that there's any method there for trading it or whatever, but maybe observe it. Observe it as a warning sign, or observe it as, hey, a potential way to go make some money.
Well, what you're basically doing is you can look at it as trading the H4 crossover, or you can look at it as trading the previous H4's wick zone.
Right, exactly. And it just seems to happen, like I said, every single day at that time frame.
So looks like we could be putting in a new daily low. I'm looking at an H4 chart here, and it looks like it could go down to the 50. That's the first place I might look for it to hit and then possibly reverse. Looking at the H4, I don't see anything obvious on the daily. H1 would probably... Let's see, we had a turn trade down at 63. We've already broken that. Yeah, right around the at 50 area looks like a bounce point. So that could be. Yeah, go ahead.
Good. I was just going to say that could be a place where it turns around.
Right.
And in terms of time frames, we've got news coming out in 7 minutes. And that's orange news. But in at 20 minutes, we got red news coming out. So, it looks like there may be a point where, there's some lines drawn in the sand in terms of price, and then there's also a line drawn in the sand in terms of time frame when some type of news is going to come out that potentially could cause a big movement. So just so traders know that something could be happening pretty quickly around the 10 o'clock Eastern time, 9:45, 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time.
Yeah, but it's funny thing you talk about complicated. In fact, the trader had sent an email to me and was asking me questions, and it was like what method, and it's like kind of keep it simple, put some horizontal lines out there. It's really funny. The simplest thing I can say is it doesn't even matter the time frame. If you take the previous bars high and low, and you take the previous bars close, and you use those 3 lines, and then for whatever duration you want, you just trade in a direction that price is moving across those lines. I mean, I don't think it could get any simpler than that.
Yep.
I mean, you don't even really need indicators or anything. Just just do the price action and then focus on the money management. And it was funny, I was listening to a Tony Robbins video, and he was saying that, the strategy is not the thing you need to focus on. He says you need to focus on your story, which is what you're telling yourself, because that's what's going to get in your own way. And then you work on your state, that you're in the best physical, mental, emotional state. And then then the strategy, it almost doesn't matter. And so, fellow traders, just always remember and never forget, it's not what you trade, It's how you trade it. So go out there and drain the banks. This is the Rumpled One, over and out.